Yo,
You hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Hey. How you like this format? This feels a little different.
I don't like it at all.
It would
Oh,
it
dear.
was holding me, bro. StreamYard was not letting me go on YouTube. It was holding me.
Like, this is crazy.
This feels weird. At least you don't have to show your beautiful face. How you been
Well,
tonight, bro?
huh?
How you been tonight?
I'm chilling. I just got back from the gym.
Oh shoot. How's that mission going on,
It's good.
Hell yeah, brother. That's good to hear, man.
What the hell, bro? I'm trying to go like landscape mode. It's not letting me.
What you mean?
Like, I'm trying to
Get up here?
like cause I'm on my iPad,
Uh-huh.
so I
Oh yeah,
guess I
you
gotta.
can't. You can't. I think in TikTok you have to be on one way.
Oh, that's gay. I mean,
Yo,
what?
chill out. What's your words?
I
TikTok,
mean,
TikTok, TikTok. Pride month. Redeem ourselves. It's TikTok. You can't get us canceled. We're not even 10 minutes into this shit.
my man, bro.
Pride
Hey,
month.
is it really?
Yeah, it's June.
Oh.
Where did Jeff go? He just got here. You got him canceled. Oh, oh, you got Jeff
Okay.
canceled. Oh, my poor guy.
All right. All
Breathe,
right.
brother, breathe.
This is crazy, bro.
It is crazy. I'm gonna kind of dig it for now. Let's see how it goes. I'm trying to see. This thing's slow though, so it's not letting me pull up people quicker than I want to. Maybe it's just the fact that I am going on my laptop for the first time on this damn thing. But, bro, how you feeling about the finals so far? How you feel about the matchup, Pacers and Knicks? I mean,
I don't think I
Pacers and
picked.
Thunder.
I don't think I picked it. To be honest, I don't think I picked it. I think I was kind of going Wolves to come out of the West. But dog, I love it. Like these, I love the fact that OKC finally got over that hump. They took out the juggernaut, so it's more than deserving. SGA got his he got his MVP. You know what I mean? So hopefully they can pull it off. But
Yeah.
like the Pacers or dog, what they've done, what you would consider to be a lack thereof, like with Hallie not really getting his just due as a star player. So for them just coming in the way that they're coming, underdog, gritty, um, using a whole plethora of weapons. You know what I mean? Guys just playing their roles and not really.
Can you hear me?
I got you. Damn, I think James got
What?
kicked for James got
What?
kicked for what he said. Oh
Did it kick James? Like, why do we keep getting kicked? That's weird.
no, you didn't get kicked. I think for what you did. I literally just got a notification that he got kicked for what he said.
No
Really?
way.
Yeah,
Oh, they watch it like that?
they watch it like that. That's why I said I'm glad we're not on TikTok sometimes because of that reason. Because
Oh, that's crazy.
Like people watch it, or is it AI doing that? That's wild.
that's TikTok's, I think, moderators and stuff like that, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if he can get back on. Let me see. I'll text him right now.
Oh wow.
Hey, so how y'all feeling tonight, though?
This is weird, bro. This is weird. I don't like it.
You don't like it because you can't show your face and you're,
No, because I got to do it on my phone.
Oh yeah, no. That's... he says I'm done.
Who, James?
Bro,
Yeah, he got kicked.
You can't. I warned him a long time. Have I not warned multiple times? Like you can't say this kind of stuff. Like he meant no offense to it too. I know he didn't. I know he didn't.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah. Oh, he got the notification. Multi-guest access suspended.
The
Oh, way.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, he's got.
Yeah, that's wild.
So how y'all feeling about the finals? How y'all feeling about it? Let's talk about it.
Who wants to go first? Me or Alex?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Nah, I'm intrigued. I didn't think this year was gonna be that great when it got to the finals. I even told you, Jose, I thought the winner of OKC and Denver was gonna win the ship. And OKC is the favorites, right? Like, it looks like OKC is gonna take it. But I do think it's going to be a lot closer than people are thinking. Everybody's just saying OKC is going to whoop that ass. Can you say that?
Yeah.
What's it called? But I think it is going to be close because first the head coach, right, Rick Carlisle. I think he's gonna make it man. He got the championship. He's been there before. He is coached really well. And then OKC's deep and Indiana's pretty deep as well. OKC does have the better players at almost all the positions. Like they're very similar teams. And OKC is the youngest team since I know it's a long time. They're a real young team since a long time, and I just think Indiana has some sneaky experience on their team, right? With Pascal Siakam, they were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and they really got committed in the offseason. And I think that they're going to put up a fight. It's not going to be a sweep. I do think Indiana could. I think that I ended up picking Indiana to win because of that experience and coaching. Of course, I can see OKC winning, obviously, but I do think Indiana's they just been preparing all year for this, and even before the year started. And I am excited. I think it's going to be a very good matchup. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, you're right. Everything you just said right now is true. I was talking to my buddy Mike about it last night, and I was like, bro, in reality, Pacers have low-key more experience. Like you said, Rick Carlisle, former NBA champion coach, Pascal Siakam champion. These guys were just here a year ago. OKC, as great as, SGA has been and everything, people forget Jalen Williams has actually only been here for 3 years. People sometimes mistake it like he's been here a long time. No, he's been here the same amount of time as Chet, except Chet got hurt rookie year. So, I mean, it's going to be a fun battle. Alex, what do you think, man?
I didn't expect this. I don't think anybody expected this NBA Finals matchup, but I guess I don't think it's gonna hurt the views as much as what people think.
Nah.
I think it's like a refresher, kind of new faces. I'm not a big fan of Halliburton, but he is proving a lot of people wrong. And it's kind of cool, kind of the story behind Indy and getting back to the finals, and the whole PG-13 from the whole thing of the Oklahoma City, him having ties to Indiana too. So it's kind of cool.
Joe, the sports mailman, says Hallie is the second best pacer in history. What drugs are you taking right now, Joe? What you doing? What you doing with that, bro? Do y'all agree? Do y'all think Hallie is the second best pacer all time already?
Who's the first one? Reggie. Yeah, I mean he's definitely up there. Already. I mean, I don't know who. They had Jermaine O'Neal. Who I'm trying to think of the greatest Pacers because. I did watch those Pacer games, against the Knicks back in the day. I was a little kid, and watching them against Jordan, going back to back, like trading threes and stuff. But if you look at Reggie's overall, numbers and stuff, they're pretty low, and and wins, right? But it was just Indiana had never done anything before Reggie Miller, so just getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, he made us ship. But his numbers aren't the greatest, right? I do like Halliburton. I wouldn't give him it already, but I need a help with who else is on that list because Indiana doesn't have the best history, right? Like I said, Jermaine O'Neal. I know Steven Jackson played for them for a while. Man, who else? Who are the great Indiana players?
So we're taking out Paul George, what he did during his early years. We're taking out.
Okay. Paul George and what's his name? Yeah. I forgot about that team. Yeah,
I would say Jermaine.
Jermaine was a killer back in the day.
Yeah, Jermaine was a killer. He was young. He was a young, super young, and he was mostly doing them all the time by himself in those early days. But I think he surpassed PG. The only thing is PG brought the Pacers back from where they're from. when
Alex,
they were like,
can I argue the fact that PG had to like try the Heatles? And I'm not like no disrespect to like Jeff says it all the time. If y'all guys ever follow us at Puro Pinche Sports on YouTube, Jeff says it all the time for like the last 3 years. The East is easy to win. This year, there is no like top like legend or anything like that to really like overcome. I guess maybe the Celtics, but the Pacers didn't have to play them this year, right? So, like, are we really there just because he got them to the finals? Like, are we really there to say
yeah,
he's
well,
over
yeah,
PG?
that's a good argument though because people are saying like he's already better than Reggie, but Reggie had a fight,
I'd never say.
the Bulls, Jordan days, and then whenever they did make the finals, they got stomped out. So it's I don't know. It's I think this is probably the easiest uh, matchup probably that Halliburton will probably have. Not to say I mean, SGA is a killer too, but yeah, it's one of those finals where you gotta get this one because you never know if those legend players will probably be back at it. Like uh, if LeBron will probably be back in the finals.
I mean, he's year 23. I'm not expecting Braun at the finals at this point, unless Luca and
Luka,
the team makes a miracle. But no, man, I think that's crazy. I mean, I see some people. I am Mustafa says OKC in 4. Joe says Jermaine's injuries held him back from being better. I mean, so did the Malice and the Palace. Those are some injuries there.
Yeah, yeah. Malice and the Palace did derail that team, right? Of course, they were championship good that year, and then with the suspensions, it just killed that team, right? And Reggie was on that team as a old school veteran trying to hang on for a ship, and who knows, they might have done it. But yeah, like everybody always wants to go, oh, he's the greatest pacer of all time, just right now. But yeah, I do agree. Like Paul George had a couple good years, not even a couple. Like I think it was like 3 years where they faced. The Cavs or no, it was the Heat, right? They faced the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals, and they would go to Game 6, Game 7,
Yeah.
for Roy Hibbert, So like,
Danny Granger.
yeah, like so, but like Paul George did play, like he played really really good those years. So I think you're good. Like they're at their, they're in the finals, second East Conference Finals. I think people can see him projecting being one of the greatest Pacers ever, and like why not, right? Like he is very good. He's like your old school point guard, and when there's no more old school point guards, I think he did get shafted over MVP. I get it. Siakam had more points than him, but the assist was, I think, the biggest differential. Like I don't see how they put Siakam as the MVP. I mean, I get it. He had a bad game 5 or whatever, Halliburton, but he was the point guard and he ran that team and like. I don't know. I would have gave it to Halliburton, and I really don't like these little Eastern Conference Finals MVP. I'm not on board with it yet. More old school, and then it just puts like more like it might work out, right? It might give them that fire to get Finals MVP, but it could cause division in the group. I just you get Finals MVP, and I think that would have been good with that.
It was from that Drinsky thing, no?
Yeah, for sure.
He was going up for the MVP, and I was like, "Oh man!"
But see, Drewski had no case. Like that was the weird part. He had no case to do it. And he was
No,
like,
but the funny part was that like Halliburton did, and like they didn't give it to him.
yeah.
And like, oh man, I was laughing, bro.
No, just right. I think he got him in. Like Siakam got him in points, but like just barely. But Halliburton got him in rebounds, assists, and steals. Only joke says Pacers get rolled in 5. That's crazy. Okay, chat. For anyone who's coming in, or currently in there, are y'all excited? Scale 1 to 10. Are y'all excited about the finals? Because I get people are like not excited about the finals because of small market teams, but bro, we've been asking for team basketball. We've been asking for no longer super teams, and we finally get it. And there's so much hate around it. Like, do y'all get it? Are y'all vibing it? Are y'all how y'all feeling?
I mean, like we said before, man, I like it. It's good for the game of basketball. I mean, for sure, because I was already tuning out basketball for about halfway through the season. Detroit was reeling me back in because I was liking the way they were playing ball in Detroit.
I get
and
you.
not like this Pacer team. They have a lot of grit, man. Even though I don't think they play good defense, but there's at times where they do clamp down when they need to.
Yeah. Ah man, I don't know. I mean, I'm like scale 1 to 10. I'm like an 8, but everyone thinks OKC's getting rolled. Okay, but Jeff, you told us in the chat you think Pacers are gonna steal this. Why do you think they're gonna steal this one?
Yeah, like I said, the experience that they have on their team, OKC being the youngest team in a long time, the average age, I don't know, it's like 27 or so. They got a bunch of young players. And it's the big stage, right? And again, because of Rick Carlisle, but the coach. But yeah, I mean, but like as far as being excited for this matchup, like I get it, it's small market teams, a lot of people, but if you're a basketball fan, all that noise never really reaches you, right? If you're gonna watch the finals, to watch the finals, no matter who's in it, even if you know it's gonna be a sweep or whatever, you're gonna watch it. I think the whole noise about like the ratings are down, or it's like if you like basketball, you love basketball. Who cares about all that? You know what I mean? I was never that never swayed me if anybody else was watching it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna watch it, and I am more excited than I was in the beginning. Like I said, I think it's gonna be close. And like I said, they're very similar teams, right? They got the little pesky white guards on each side on each side.
Yeah, yeah.
They have the 3-point shooters. They have the point. The point guard. Like they have it matches up pretty good. I just don't see. I get it. OKC is a way better defensive team, but Indiana has proven to, like as Alex said, to be pretty. They can hold their own on defense as well. I think Miles Turner is a weak link on the defensive side, but I think Carlisle is going to scheme to hide him as much as he can on the defensive side. And like, who's OKC's big man? I know Chet Holmgren, but who else is their big man down low?
Isaiah Hartenstein,
Oh, Hartenstein. Okay.
free agent from New York. I mean, that's a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
steal.
He's been playing
yeah.
pretty good. But I feel like what's gonna sway this series is gonna be Caruso, because
Caruso.
he's gonna be the one I think getting more of the load of guarding Halliburton.
Got you, guys.
And
If y'all want to get into the chat with me, Alex, and Jeff, click the like button. Let's get us first 1K, and then we'll start bringing up guests so that way we can chit chat and have different discussions up here. I want to get into OKC right now before we start talking about Thibs later on because I know that thing was crazy to find out that they went ahead and fired him. Alex, so you're a Chicago Bulls fan. You had freaking Alex Caruso on your side. What is like? You weren't kind of like, you were like 50-50 how you felt about the trade with Josh Giddey, but how do you feel now? Like, how do you feel he's done over there? Like, has he been like a solid six man for that squad, or how you feel?
Well, yeah, and I feel like in the playoff run he's been playing really good. I like the trade as far as both teams because when the team obviously the Bulls needed to get younger, Caruso wasn't gonna help us make a playoff run because the team wasn't ready yet.
Yeah.
And OKC needed a guy to anchor in their defense if a guy was getting buckets against them last year, they didn't really have anybody besides what's the name Dort, and now they got two guys that could guard the perimeter. And Alex Caruso in that Denver series, he was guarding the Joker for some time in the block. So you know what I mean? Like
Bro, tell
he's
me,
he's a
tell,
he's
tell
a
me why
spe-
he couldn't freaking swat that knot away. The Joker kept getting fucking stolen from, and god damn, bro, that's crazy. But you like Caruso with the squad, I know you do, because I
Yeah,
mean,
that was a solid trade for them because he could be the difference maker in the finals.
god,
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
what y'all doing back
what's
there?
Jeff doing?
What did y'all hear?
Everything.
Like
Really? Damn, it's sensitive. Now, but y'all are right. Caruso is a fan favorite, because he's smaller in size, and like I said, like he did, disrupt Jokic. He was doing that help side D and getting steals. And a lot of people like that OKC team, and he's a champion, right? A lot of people like his heart, his grit, and that's another reason why a lot of people are going for OKC, right? He's a way better TJ McConnell, right? Little pesky, little Nat playing D all the time. Playing. Indiana likes the full court press. They just never let up, right?
So someone said that freaking TJ McConnell was great value, Jose Alvarado, and I was like, that's what's up. But all right, Only Jokes has requested to come up real quick, so I'll bring him in and see what he's got to say. So, oh, maybe he's there, maybe he's not. There he is. Only Jokes,
Hello?
you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, man.
How you guys doing?
Doing good, brother. Talk to us, bro. Why do you feel this is gonna be only a 5-game series?
I got OKC in 5. Their depth is really good. I feel like they've had tougher matchups in the West in this playoffs. They've had Memphis, obviously an easier one. They had Denver and then Minnesota. I feel like if they made it out of the West, they have it easier going against somebody in the East. That's just how I feel it. And I barely see Indiana stealing a game. That's how I see it.
But do you think, like, with the way the playoffs have been set, like, okay, did you have Indiana winning any of the series prior to this? Because I did.
Absolutely not. I didn't. No, I didn't.
No.
I didn't have them beating Milwaukee.
Same. I didn't have them in Milwaukee. I didn't have them beating New York. I definitely didn't have them beating Cleveland. Like,
Absolutely not.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, okay, so what's it going to take for Indiana to steal one, if anything? The refs stop calling fouls for SGA?
I don't think the fouls is gonna matter because SGA will get his calls. He's gonna drive. He will get calls no matter what. What I feel like they have to do is they are a fast-paced team, and if they want to contend with this team, they're gonna have to maintain a fast-paced, consistent offense. Only thing is OKC. That's their type of basketball. They can play it, and they're actually really good at it. They can shoot. They can play defense. They can drive. They get fouls. They turn over a lot of teams, and I think that's what's going to make a difference. And you can say SGA and J-Dub they're really good, but I feel like the reason they win is because of Cason Wallace, Caruso, Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins. I feel like the depth is the reason OKC will have it this year for 4-1.
I got a question. So would you say SGA has more pressure of winning this championship than Halliburton?
More pressure?
Yeah, to win this one because, like you said, you feel like this is gonna be an easy 5 games for them. If this gets to a situation where it's 2-2, and who do you think is feeling more of the pressure at that point?
If it does go to 2-2, like you said, I do believe the pressure is on SGA because I don't see it even going there. If it does go 2-2, Tyrese Halliburton has proved me wrong, and I feel like he will have the edge going in at 2-2 because I don't have it 2-2. I have this series going the exact same way the Minnesota series went. It was 2-0 going to Minnesota. They stole one. That could be the game they steal, but I have them winning the next 2 in Indy and back in OKC. If it does go to 2-2, like you said, though, the pressure is definitely on SGA. I don't see it going there.
Our boy Joe's sports mailman, he said that the Thunder's record this year was 29-1. Very, very. Who's the one, Joe? Who's the one? Look it up for me. Okay, let me ask you this, Only Jokes. Who's your team? Who's your team, like your NBA team that you follow?
I'm a Golden State fan, man.
Okay. Respect. Wait, since when?
I've been a fan since 2011.
And where are you from?
I'm from Hawaii, but I'm
Rowdy.
only 21. I'm 21. I've been a fan for about 11, 12 years now.
Yep.
That's cool.
Cool, man.
That's them David Lee years, man.
Yeah. Yes, David Lee, man.
Yeah, so that was another thing I forgot in my analysis was that Indiana's record, that one loss might be against Indiana. Indiana's record since the January has been, I think, either the best in the league or right there tied with OKC as best in the
I
league.
think it was
They
second.
have been balling this year. Was it second?
Second. I think there was a stat that entering January, OKC had the best record, and then Indiana had the second best record.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? And both like it's been an injury riddled year, right? Okay, like Denver was a tough opponent for OKC, but Denver wasn't too deep, right? They were playing 6, 7 guys, and MJP was like a no show, right? And that series was close. And then Aaron Gordon did get hurt. He played, but he didn't play well. But that was a good challenge, and that was a very good win by OKC. Minnesota, on the other hand, I really don't think they should have been in the Western Conference Finals this year. I didn't think they were too deep, and Steph Curry got hurt. I thought Golden State was going to beat them if Steph Curry didn't get hurt. They won that game 1. And then LA is LA, right? They got Luka mid season. They weren't really firing on all cylinders, So that's the one thing I worry about OKC is, they've been challenged by Denver and they did respond very, very well. But you did see their youth in that series, and then they kind of, I don't want to say easy, but Minnesota, to me, it was a 5-game series. And Minnesota was in there in the game 3 and game 4. And I just think they, it hasn't been the easiest road, but I do feel like it's been a little easy. And then y'all know me, I'm the biggest one about the East being the weak, East is whack, right? It's been whack forever. I'm the biggest one. But, you got, the Celtics were the Celtics, but, they were injury too, right? So you could say the same thing about Indiana. Like the Knicks, they looked like they were going to beat Boston anyways, but Jaylen Brown was playing at 50%, and then Tatum went down, right? And Indiana knocked off the Cavs, and the Knicks was a good foe. They beat them in 6. So I do think OKC is favored, and the only way I do see Indiana winning is that what y'all were talking about. It goes 2-2. I don't know if they both, because that's another thing, right? Indiana's road record. They've been dominant on the road, right? And so, if it does go somehow 2-2, either they win both at home or, 1-1-1-1-1, and then it'll come down to that game 5. And I think Indiana can play good on the road. And if the only way I see Indiana winning is in 6, and I think I had picked them last series in 7. And I was like that, Knicks at home court, the right choice was Indiana in 6. And that's the only way I see Indiana winning is in 6.
No, man. It's crazy. How did you feel, only jokes, after Steph went down this postseason?
Oh, it was a tough watch. It was a real tough watch. I expected a lot this year. When we had Jimmy Butler, I really expected a lot. And he went down, man, it was tough. It was tough. And honestly, I do feel like the wrong move we did was let up Clay. That hurt. That hurt the soul when we let up Klay Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's another reason we were short this year.
But you could say that Jimmy Butler did bring that void of.
Oh yes, 100%.
Because
1,000%.
Because whenever Jimmy joined the team, y'all's record was pretty dang good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And he brought that grit back to, not to say that Draymond doesn't bring that, but I think the way Jimmy plays is, he could command the offense, and you could run the offense through him too.
I think before Jimmy showed up, they were a borderline playing team.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I still feel like they still got some more in them to make a championship run next year if Jimmy and them stay healthy.
I know we're a little off topic, but only jokes. How do you feel about the fact that Steve Kerr is not really good at developing new young guys?
Oh, that's a big topic.
That's a good question. He's actually really not good at it. Like you said, it kind of does. It's not a good feeling because that kid we got, how to pronounce his name, Prozemski, something like that.
Pods, I'll just say Pods, yeah.
Yeah, Pods, yeah. He's not developed. He's wasting his career. If I'm being so honest, he is wasting his career here in Golden State. I feel like he could be very useful elsewhere, and we could use something else. Not saying he's not worthy here; he's just not being developed here.
Yeah.
And it is on Steve Kerr. It is on Steve Kerr. He has a history of not developing players. He has a real good history. Another one, like some might say otherwise, but Harrison Barnes was not fully developed here. Was not. He was not fully developed here. He wasn't trained good here. He could have been used for so much other things, but he was used for strictly corner spot up three. That's it. And I feel like him and his athleticism, as we've seen on other teams, could have been used here. But again, it goes to Steve Kerr and how he develops his guys. It sucks. Totally sucks.
But I mean, when y'all moved off of Barnes to get KD, you were okay with it, right? I mean, it brought
One
you
hundred percent. 100%.
You can see,
I was okay
but
with
I
it.
understand what you're saying because that lack of development actually made me grow a disdain for Harrison Barnes for like the longest time. Even now when he joined the Spurs, because I'm a Spurs fan. I'm from San Antonio. I don't know if you see the Tim Duncan behind me, but like
Oh, yep.
even him coming in, I was like, bro, I still have a lot of questions. Now
Yeah.
I can see him as a better two-way player. You know, he's more active. Obviously, he had that game-winning shot over the Warriors too. So I'm a little more of a fan for him. I still have questions, but I understand like the fact that Jordan Poole. We see how
Exactly.
how that
Exactly.
disaster's been in Washington. How it wasn't taken care of in house as it was supposed to be. And Kaminga, like I think Kaminga's very talented. I can't believe that he's barely got any minutes for most part, and now he's gone. He's gonna be gone. So yeah,
Another guy that we're gonna work a career on is Quinton Post. I can already feel it. He's gonna again. He'd be good elsewhere, but Steve Kerr's not doing his job on what he should be doing. He's letting him just set a screen and just fling up threes, which I don't like. He can be used on so many other things. He's a powerful body on the inside. You can get off offensive boards. You can get defensive rebounds, but he's being utilized for one thing. And again, it goes back to Steve Kerr on bad development.
how much do you think your team's gonna lose as far as roster wise? Because I know y'all got your big three right now: Draymond, Steph, Butler, but you got Buddy Hield. You're supposed to be developing pods. Kevon Looney, is he sticking around? You think?
Um, I do believe we keep Kevon Looney. I really do. I do believe we keep him. One guy I'm really worried about, though, and I must say, is Draymond. I hope he does stay. I could be wrong. I hope he does stay. But I wouldn't be surprised if he parts ways after this season.
Is that because of the tax, that second apron, that you think they're gonna like move off of him or what?
I think, yeah, I think they'll move off of him the way they did KD.
Ah, damn. You first Clay, now Draymond. I mean, might as well just go with
Yeah,
Steph at that point. God damn. All right, well, only jokes. I appreciate coming up, man, and giving your
yeah.
thoughts on
Thank you
everything.
guys so much.
Yeah,
Thank you guys so much.
I hope you give us a follow, subscribe to our YouTube if you ever got a
Absolutely,
chance. I appreciate you, man. I'll give you a
absolutely.
follow back. You have a good night,
All
brother.
right, you guys have a good day.
All right, man. Take care.
Yeah, have a good one. Well spoken.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's a smart fan right there, bro. Like he knows that his Warriors are like almost in trouble in a lot of ways, but that dynasty, and Jeff, we could argue. We're Spurs fans. We could debate it. That dynasty for how brief it was, like 8 years and stuff like that. It's almost a better run of the Spurs. We can't lie about it. It was quicker and they did a lot more than we did. I know.
Yeah, it was. They were dominant. They dominated. The only knock on them, the only knock that you could do right is that Durant, right?
Yeah.
And not only for Durant going over there, but for them wanting Durant. Like to me, that was kind of weak sauce. They went Game 7 right with Cleveland and should have won. With the whole Draymond thing getting suspended, they were up 3-1 and ended up turning around and be like, oh, we're gonna get KD. I just thought like not
But
only on
that's the
it was
only
weak
thing.
on KD's side, but
That
yeah.
that's
But
the
other
only
than that,
thing.
yeah, and they broke the record with KD, so like power to them. Yeah, they were dominating. They were better at shooting threes with Clay and Steph, better than anybody else in the league, and as long as they were healthy, they were gonna win.
For sure, man. I mean, it's nuts. All right, let's transition. Let's do like one last topic. Obviously. Wait, Alex, did you give your prediction? Your official prediction?
No, I didn't.
Give me your
But
official prediction for the finals.
I got OKC in six.
And Jeff, what do you got?
Yeah, I got Pacers in 6.
Oof. This is tough, man. I'm really gonna enjoy this series. I think they're gonna be a lot of fun. Give me OKC in 6. That's what I said a few days ago.
And Alex Caruso's MVP.
Oh, get out of here. No, is that a serious answer?
Yeah, I think. Well, man, look, Iguodala won MVP.
Okay, did he deserve it?
Well, yeah. Well, if Alex Caruso gives Tyrese Halliburton a hard time, how could he not give it to him then? Right?
That, yeah, I guess that's true. If he can shut down Tyrese or Pascal, sure, yeah.
But I mean, like Kawhi, he won MVP, right? For what?
I mean, he averaged what 17 during the finals. I mean, he wasn't leading, right? It was Tony. Tony
No,
was
he
leading the
wasn't.
points. So
No, are you talking about with Toronto or with the
no,
Spurs?
with us,
With
with
the
us.
Spurs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think with the Spurs, man, that team was so that team that was a team win, right? And it's kind of like the Iguodala, the NBA just so glazing off of LeBron. It's like, oh, he stopped LeBron, he gets MVP, And the same thing with Kawhi. You could have gave that, I would have gave it to Duncan just for history, getting it done, playing solid. The year before, I would, in 13, if we would have won, of course, I think Parker got it that year, would have gotten it that year. He was our leader, but it was weird because that next year it was just such a team win. But Kawhi, yeah, like he did. I can see why they gave it to Kawhi. He did dominate towards the end. He was doing those tip jams, those putback dunks. He was kind of doing all the little dirty work, and they just gave it to Kawhi, and it was cool. You know what I mean? I was happy he got it.
Okay, Jeff, because you like to use my age against me, you bastard. Was Kawhi the better two-way player in that series, or was it Tim Duncan?
Oh yeah, in that series,
Yeah, that
and
series
like,
alone. That series alone.
yeah. Tim Duncan, he wasn't a offensive great that year, right? Like he just played solid D and let the
Just
rest
the
of the team win.
series.
So
Just the series.
just the series,
Just with the Heat.
man. I would have to go back to look at Duncan's. I can't really remember, but I would assume Kawhi was.
Because for whatever reason, maybe I'm crazy, maybe just nostalgia. Like at the time, like I was watching the games and I said Tim Duncan should be the MVP of that final series. Maybe it's because I thought he was doing good, defensively against Bosch and Braun, and he was doing really, he was obviously his greatness on the offensive side. But I understood Kawhi was going to get the more like popular votes and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
so it is what it is. But all right, cool. All of us have been on predictions. That's cool. All right, Alex, one of your favorites, Coach Thibodeau, is no longer a coach in New York. Fired today because allegedly, his relationship with Karl Anthony Towns, aka Zesty Cat, is not going well. He would roll his eyes. He'd be mad about his lack of defense. Yada yada yada. But the team chose chose Cat over Thibs. Alex, how are we feeling about that, man?
Man, that's terrible. I think it's bad because you're you were just in the Eastern Conference Finals and you get rid of the coach that pretty much brings New York back to what everybody thinks about them from back in the day. Being one of the teams before Tibbs was there. Could you tell me their record before then? Tibbs has been known to have like a presence about him, especially in his defensive meetings. I don't know if you guys have heard. You guys know who Joe Kimdo is. Obviously, he went on a podcast and he said that Kyle Cover used to wait to the very last minute to go into the building because he knew that he was about to do defensive slides.
And if you know Kyle Korver, he don't give a fuck about defense.
So like, that's just the thing about Tibbs, man. He really don't care if you can get buckets. He wants you to play hardcore defense, and it could lead up to easy points in the other side. If you notice in that series against Indiana, the games they did win, the first game I think they won. I think they held the Pacers under 110 points. I want to say,
of the
and
playoffs.
that's pretty low for the Pacers average. And then the second game they won, I think they kept them under 100. So I knew like the way New York plays is going to be able to win in this series is to keep the Pacers under 100.
It
And
was it was 106 to 100.
yeah, yeah, you see, this is like that's their DNA of winning. And and a cat don't really like to slide his feet on defense at all. And it was weird because people say, well, Tibbs, this is what you got in Cat in his early years. No, in his early years, Cat was moving his feet a little bit more in Minnesota. The thing is that I what I've heard is that him and Jimmy Butler used to get after it a lot because he wasn't trying. He wasn't trying,
Well, Jimmy
and
called
Jimmy,
them out. Jimmy called out the whole first team, the starters, and
yeah,
everything.
and and the way I mean, Jimmy knows already how Tom Thibodeau is. Like this is how you have to play ball to win in this system, and they 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 pretty much let go of Jimmy, but everybody knew like, hey, Jimmy was right about them guys in Minnesota. You bring him to New York. Hopefully, he could change his game, and he's the same way, but as far as New York, man, I would have tried to keep it one more year with Coach Tibbs. Um, that team was pretty solid, and now you have to start all over. I think as far as now you got to change your offense. And people say like, look, this New York team doesn't have the same grit. You're gonna look back at this coaching, this firing of the coach being one of the key factors. Of that.
Man, it is crazy because like Jeff, the dude,
Hmm.
he's gone two. He went to playoffs 4 times. He went to the second round 3 times. He went to the ECF this year. Like, bro, like Jalen Brunson's small. He's a small guard. You know, if you like the AI, if you like those small guards, like that was your cup of tea. And like you said, Alex, like Tibbs loves to play defense. You know, but the problem is his 2-star players aren't known for being big defensive prowess guys. Um, Jeff, just how what did you think about the whole Tibbs firing, bro?
Oh yeah, I definitely thought it was an emotional firing. Tim's does has his faults, right? He does overplay his guys and everything, but he's a great coach. And like, who do they have to replace him? You know, like unless they have something in plan to like if it was just like it seemed like it was just an emotional firing. And on top of that, you know, like he did, like I think Tibbs had a lot of control, right, with the team. At least I think he did. So like if they're, you know, it could be they're looking at his decisions, right, giving up all those draft picks for Mikal Bridges and getting Cat, and maybe he told him, hey, when you give me those guys, I'll bring you a championship, and then you kind of see like, damn, you know, did they overpay for Mikal Bridges? So I don't know all the ins and outs, right? How much control Tibbs had, which decisions he made. If it was just purely coaching, yeah, man, like what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like there was no reason to fire him. You got to just keep it going. Like to do it so close to losing, you know, it just seems like an emotional firing, and it was a bad firing.
It's crazy, right? Because this is the year where we're getting rid of a bunch of 50+ win coaches, right?
Yeah.
We got rid of Tibbs, we got rid of Mike Malone, we got rid of Taylor Jenkins, like, and
Hmm.
right now, and the favorite to be the next head coach for the Knicks is like betting odds wise, it's Johnny Bryant, the assistant coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Wow.
And what's crazy is like if you look back at those early playoff runs that Tibbs brought New York back into the spotlight, he had Julius Randle leading his team, and then our a Derrick Rose that was past his prime in I think the first playoff run that New York had. So it was Derrick Rose. So I remember that series. Derrick I think averaged like 17 or something, and then it was Julius Randle and New York was like it was like I think it was that series with like them and the Hawks when
When Atlanta went off.
yeah, but like that's before then, you know, New York was a laughing stock, and you remember Stephen A. Smith would come onto the would come on the show every morning how that they missed out on KD and whatnot, and we're the laughing stock. And Tibbs brought New York Knicks back So I don't know. Yeah, Jeff is right. This was an emotional firing, and I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
because right, they said it's been 25 years since their last Easter Conference Finals appearance, and then you fired the guy. Like
Yeah.
what? What are
Two,
you doing? Like it
2000,
just.
2000 was the last time, and I think was that the year. Yeah, Indy beat them right and went to the finals themselves.
Well, no, maybe you might be right there. I'm not too
Because
sure. I know '99 they made the finals,
we
and then
beat
in
them.
2000 would they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals?
I want to say they played the Pacers and Pacers got them
Then
there.
I thought the Knicks beat. Oh no, yeah, I'm still thinking about the Knicks.
Let me
Well, yeah, I know they beat Miami to go into the finals, but the next year I couldn't tell you.
bracket. Yeah, Indy beat them 4-2.
Okay,
Yep. So, all
so
right.
since 2000.
Yeah. So it's been 2000. Like both teams, they hadn't been that far in a minute. So, hey, history repeats itself, right? Indy did it in 6. All right, Jeff, your favorite topic. This will close out the show because Trey, I hope he's still in here. Free throws.
oh
Free throw
man,
My
merchants.
God.
I got it. I got the whole setup right here, cuz.
Free throw merchants. All right. Jeffrey D. Lujan, for ladies and gentlemen, for you who don't know, please tell us who, in your opinion, is the biggest free throw merchant in NBA Finals history.
Well, it's a fact that it was Wade in 06.
And where do you have D. Wade in your like all-time list?
I don't know how low he goes, but for sure he's the number one overrated player in the history of the game, Dwayne Wade.
Woo!
Easily.
Easily overrated D. Wade. Okay. All right. So we got free throw merchants being thrown out as far as Shea Gillis Alexander. People don't like that he gets to the free throw a lot, that he flops, a la Manu Ginobili, a la LeBron James, that he gets to the free throw line a lot, D. Wade, Kobe, MJ. So, how do we feel about the free throw merchant label going on to SGA?
Here, Alex, real quick, let me go because I probably got to go real quick anyways. But, like, SGA doesn't bother me too much. He makes badass shots. He makes, acrobatic shots. He puts him, he uses his body a lot to protect the ball and to try to draw the foul. I think he's a smart player. I mean, I think James Harden, the way he draws fouls is a lot more unattractive to the way SGA draws fouls with Harden, with that swipe with the, shooting motion, and SGA, like the way he contorts his body is very athletic and it's very smart. He flops a little, but like who doesn't? I don't really mind SGA. Like we'll see how this final goes, but so far he hasn't disappointed me yet. I don't think that's all his game. He's way better than just that. You know what I mean? So he doesn't bug me too much.
When you see our boy Trey, he's complaining on the text thread, he says it's too much, it's ugly, it's not good basketball. Do you agree with him?
Nah, I don't. And it's surprising, right? Because they're calling this dude like Wade Jr. and stuff, but I really don't. And I don't watch the most OKC basketball, but give me the finals. But like right now, I don't agree with them because like I said, the way he draws the fouls, it's not, he is getting fouled. It's just like the way he contorts his body, and he's just such a talented player. So no, I don't agree with Trey.
All right, Alex, your thoughts before Jeff has to get off?
Yeah, man. It's just the name of the game, though. Growing up, whenever you start playing little, your coach is always going to tell you get to the basket, get to the rim, so you can do the easy free throws. To me, in my opinion, I like whenever our guy gets to the line. It slows down the game. That's the way I like to play, and it's I don't know. It's just people that are saying this stuff like have to look back of their team and how they won championships. For me, especially because Trey was sucking all that stuff, and I was like, dude, you do realize Tim Duncan had more free throws at the time than what SGA has right now in this playoff run, and then that's just to me as an
So check this out. While Jeff is gaming, I can clearly tell you were playing something. Jeff.
Hey, you can't see me? How you watching?
We
me?
can hear you. You're freaking attacking the damn ghosting like nuts. Good lord.
I forgot to mute it.
But okay, So right now, SGA does lead right in the playoffs as far as like free throws and free throw attempts. Right behind him by 6, it's Jalen Brunson. He's not going to continue. His number stops at 141 attempts. Right behind them guys is Nikola Jokic. He's been eliminated for a whole round. He had 101 attempts. We're not going to call him a free throw merchant because we know he gets physical to get to the freaking rim. He's known for this. This is Jokic. Like,
To argue with to be the devil's advocate against Alex's numbers, and that's the thing with Jokic, kind of like Timmy. It wasn't hack a Shaq, but it was almost like. Timmy he would go 50% a lot, right? He'll take one. He would miss a free throw here and there. So it's almost like just foul the hell out of him, right? So like Tim would get assaulted down in the paint. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to call him a free throw merchant. You know what I mean? But so is Jokic, right? Like I mean, look at that size difference and looking back at it, right? Like if OKC does win, and they probably will, Jokic took him to Game 7 with not too much depth, right? And yeah, when you're a big man, you're gonna get to the free throw line, especially now with nothing but small players out there. You're just gonna get hacked.
Let's say, for example, let's say this finals, SGA gets to the line maybe another 50 more times, right? It's still less than Giannis in 21. It's still less than Tim Duncan in 05. It's less than freaking LeBron a few times, Jimmy Butler a few times. Like the list goes on and on. Like. He's not even, honestly, he's probably not even top 10 all time. I think number 1 probably is D Wade, Jeff. You're probably right. He had 250 attempts.
I think for the whole playoffs, I know in finals history, he's number 2. But yeah, I'm not too sure about, you're talking about the entire playoffs, right?
The whole playoffs, he was 200.
Yeah, I don't know those numbers.
And majority of it was the
Yeah.
All right.
What is that?
I don't know. This is new to me. All right. Well, I guess we're getting canceled in a few minutes anyway, so that's cool. We're going to get down anyways.
Was it because of my F-bomb?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just saying we got a time limit.
Okay.
This is TikTok. This is new to me. Bro.
Yeah, it's new. It's new.
But anyways, guys, this is all we got for tonight. Guys, if you got a chance, follow us on YouTube at Puro Pinche Sports. Subscribe there. We're trying to get our numbers up. Follow us here. Good stuff. Guys, thank you for joining. I know it took a while for me to set this up. It was all brand new for me, but I appreciate y'all for hopping on, guys.
For sure. I'll see y'all.
All right.
Y'all be cool.
All right, guys.
That's okay.